A story about heart. The heart is the one most vulnerable muscle of the body that can be seen to its Valhalla with words more than actions alone. If you see your love give theirs away to someone else and tell you about it, it'll send you into a tailspin with heartache so deep it's like trying to dig out an old splinter out of your finger that you're still having trouble getting out for 3 days now. Imagine having a splinter inside your heart. That's heartache and poisoning with a dose of debilitation that sends you to your knees, on your back, gripping your heart, writhing while begging for help, with only a moment to live, willing your way to eke out a few last breaths, only you might live in pain much longer than you want to. When the heart hurts, its exhaust level is so high that you're already dead while you're still alive, but no one can save you from Valhalla. Flowers. To escape the real world, look at flowers, as they relax us deeply, unhappily, replenish us with unlimited powers, give us gifts of strength we need constantly. Even the most powerful need beauty, as they dance with grace or lift heavy weights, to remain happy or help the moody. Flowers bring us all smiles as it relates. People get excited for baseball games, barbecues, auto shows, or rock concerts. Other events in our world always reigns as we ignore beauty at our most curt. In a life where emotion becomes king, serenity is what flowers can bring. Everything is fake. Everything is fake. The world is fiction. Everything we have is an illusion. Even if it's real, it's a king-size dream. When I deal with people, there's some friction. The only real things are its confusions. Everything is fake. The world is fiction. Our souls became inner apparitions where the most real spirits cause confusion. Even if it's real, life's a king-size dream. The voices in my head cause affliction, where the thought of can't is an illusion. Everything is fake. The world is fiction. From money to mailboxes, depictions like them is the mind's trippiest soothing. Even if it's real, life's a king-size dream. The world lives as so, but takes no action in causing a woke, fake world invasion. Everything is fake. The world is fiction. Even if it's real, life's a king-size dream. Spirit of metal. Heavy metal is a way of life for us humans, whether or not we have high or low energy. It is how to use the energy to take on a life where ups and downs become a way to live through the tidal waves that ebb and flow us through the turmoil that we are required to live through. Whether we know what comes or not, Life is undefined, but the spirit of metal is in every person to combat each other for whatever reason to bring out the greater good. They see that our wretched planet is in need. So, what do you think so far, guys?
Good poetry, man.
Yeah. Really deep, disturbing too. I always, whenever I read, I feel disturbed sometimes. I don't know about you. It's like, but you've only, I mean, it's probably the first time you've heard it. Maybe you've seen it on Insta, but yeah, it's not for shock value's sake, but that's just how it comes out sometimes. Here's another one from my recent collection. Adventures, always fun. It's not what they say, it's what you hear. It's not what they say, it's what you hear. If they tell you the truth and you hear a knife twisting in your stomach, it's a series of switchblades piercing you, spinning around your insides, far worse than a tornado wiping everything away in its path. If they tell you how they appreciate everything you say because they hear it as everything they want to hear, the knife will soon get stuck in your back. If they tell you both, you'll get both. It's not what they say, it's what you hear. I think a lot of people can identify with this. I think part of being a poet is just getting in touch with the people that I sit on the bus side by side with, and those who may need a little more help than expected. Life of the working poor. Bills, messy rooms, pieces of the wall ripped and torn, with sheets hanging off the mattress, with an obsession of water bottles so they get plenty to drink only because they want to compensate their lust for pop. Exhibiting anger and frustration while waiting for forms to come to give them the housing needed to become emancipated when their meager salary can't do that for them, college degree or not. Hungry for food because they haven't eaten, but mistaken for all that they want is food instead of work so they can eat, only to realize they work harder to eat than those seeing us all to eat, instead of working hard when only the rich eat, drink, and be merry while we're just hungry. Feed us with more help on how to help ourselves when we're doing so without the resources you can afford in which we need to save ourselves. Help us save ourselves. Help us save ourselves. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the people who need the most get the least, and the people who need the least get the most. We're battling in a world where we work hard and complain just as hard to a degree that will make us all look like we're not working hard enough when we work ourselves to a degree, having a life of just enough, but in need of more. There are small spurts of happiness that make us believe we will see more of what we want, but the vision of building the bubble around us before we build our world has become less feasible. Celebrating little victories makes you feel fortunate, but game faces don't need smiles. Self-exertion is the way to obtain your needs, as exertion of power brings power in return. Why don't the powers that to reward those who need more only to be fortunate to be alive when they need more? It's always something I asked myself when I was younger. I just didn't know how to ask someone else. What do you guys think? It's like you have the things you need, but you realize you don't have enough. You have the things you want, but you don't want to trade them for the things you need because you need to have wants too. It's really it's ironic. The irony continues to just writhe us, force us to writhe in pain emotionally. It's not fun. But here's another. Pounding hearts bring rattled cages. My pounding heart will rattle your rib cage on important days with panic attacks. My insides are so alive I can't sleep. My nervous emotions and pent-up rage will make you feel pensive, and that's a fact. My pounding heart will rattle your rib cage. These dangerous feelings make me a sage as long as I keep my stillness intact. My insides are so alive I can't sleep, tussling in bed as if I'm in a cage. This anxiety alone makes me crack. My pounding heart will rattle your rib cage. Every day as I advance with age, my heartbeat still ends up far out of whack. My insides are so alive I can't sleep. With each panicky war I've gone to wage, there's fear, cries of help, and no turning back. My pounding heart will rattle your ribcage. My insides are so alive, I can't sleep. Jump off the cliff and fly. Jump off that cliff and fly like Superman. Don't worry about falling. Spread your wings. Soar in the air in many ways no one else can. You might lose your legs like Lieutenant Dan, but show us flight faster than airplanes bring. Jump off that cliff and fly like Superman. Flying gets you farther than those who ran. Even when you fall, endure the big stings. Soar in the air in ways no one else can. Taking to the air also helps your brand, reaching for the sky and pull your own strings. Jump off that cliff and fly like Superman. Taking leaps of faith like you wish you can gives you the freedom to do your own thing. Soar in the air in ways no one else can. Battle your plateaus with iron clenched hands. Take your place amongst the most fearless kings. Jump off that cliff and fly like Superman. Soar in the air in ways no one else can. Wondering about today. I'm wondering about today. How can I survive from decay? As each day I live helps me grow, strong and brave to say no, to take the day without the no. I will wash away the power meant to kill me for each hour, building a fortress I hold dear. I'm wondering. Taking a deep breath ain't enough, it takes more than just being tough. Real affirmation for starters and adventures without borders. That's what gives life's vigor. It's rough. I'm wondering. So during the last several years, when I wrote these poems, published them on my own, and got published by several small presses across the country, I had a lot to unpack during that time that I didn't know how else to do. So I always asked myself, what did I really want to be? It wasn't to be famous, I don't think, even though it looked cool to be. I just wanted, I guess after all these years of just going through some of these internal issues and suffering from failures, I just wanted to be heard. I just didn't know how else to do it. So it was really just working on my voice. I'm loud. It's much louder in here than it is here, so to speak. So that's something that I really had to work towards amplifying and improving and cleaning. So it was definitely something of a cleansing to put out there, so I can position myself in as a more articulate, well-rounded person. Just like if all you can do is just curse the day you were born and everything else, it's like you have no palate. So, and with all the things I liked watching and liked doing as a kid, I just had to put them all together. It's still a work in progress, but here's another poem from the first collection I published from Sonosphere. This is called The Essentials. Stuck with mouths to feed and a price to pay, we must deal with the fire around us, especially the one coming our way, where some people throw us under the bus. In a world where life becomes the hammer, we've given all of ourselves as the nail, waiting to be hit by the big slammer. Soon enough, our battered souls become stale. Nothing left to dream, something more to give, while a few might thank us with little bliss. Even when you loathe us, we let you live, with infinite service while you still hiss. Yet you continue to piss, moan, and fuss, while the bottom line is, you still need us. Showdown in the school. Our turning stomachs like a fireball, while locked away it builds animation. Inside us, it helps break down our own walls, sending our rivals into cremation. A nervous soul, yet so durably fit, makes the most of a graceful warrior. We all have a plan until we get hit. Don't back down and enlarge your exterior. Stay on track and storm back with a flurry. A bully can fold like a house of cards. Face them fiercely, they'll run in a hurry. Make them run away from feet into yards. So build that fireball, big as the sun. Transform into a tough son of a gun. How are we doing on time?
It's almost 7 o'clock.
Jeez. All right. I'll read a couple more, and then we'll have a Q&A. This one is entitled, here, I'll read something from Anathematic Darkness. This one's entitled, Utopias Are Boring. I don't believe how I feel about this world right now. This place is a zoo. A total zoo. A place where we fight, hate, growl, and feud until we wear ourselves out, hammering away over things which matter and things which don't. Do you really want to fight me over a seat on a bus with only 3 people riding on it, and there are 40 more seats available for you to sit in? Fuck you. Fuck you. Take my seat. There's probably a better place to sit. By the way, isn't that how Cliff Burton died? Anyway, fighting over as much as a parking spot, a piece of bread, a woman's affections, were just to be heard as a job without recognition, let alone compensation, or do they both intertwine? Some people just have to scrap only to get out of bed, let alone work for a day just to buy a Red Bull to keep them up for at least a few more hours. A few. We work too hard, we hate too much, we love too little, which is when that's a good time to let go. Forget about this place, this dystopia that we all live in, that if it were a utopia, we would be bored. There would be so much serenity, where hot air and burning passions would reside, only to be trapped behind a veneer of happiness, finding us with our brains splattered on the living room rug, under the dining room table, and blood trickling into the kitchen. My heartstrings and soul become my water and wine. My heartstrings and soul have a part which galvanize my spirit to feel the burn of the world I suffer from. Like acid, only no one wants to tell me as it puts a hole into my spirit, igniting an early death for all of us to see. Yet I still get to live in this inside me, interconnected like water and wine. There's always something that strikes the chords when I feel. A name, a dirty look, a clenched fist, something that draws an ire because the beast within me. To stay on caution for a fight I'm afraid to have. But the fights you don't want are the ones you need the most. I hate to admit it, but it's required. Yeah, I'm sorry, man, but don't worry so much, because once it's over, win or lose, you'll feel a lot better about fighting. Go with the guts you have and act abrasively. It might be accordingly. My heartstrings and souls become my water and wine, which is equal to my spirit. Yeah. Like when I wrote Anathematic Darkness, I always thought after I wrote it, it was my worst. I never really knew what my best work was. I always still think it's sonnets. I still think it is. Like, that one book has 2 less poems, 2 less sonnets than Shakespeare ever wrote, but I wrote several more sonnets in the second one. I don't think I have the most sonnets ever published, but people should start writing that. This will be the one to shut the door. This one is called An Event like any other. There's one night where my heart just cannot be still for 1 second, beating erratically with an authority that makes the rest of my body vibrate with fear, and my breath leaving my body fade into the dark air, into the stars, traveling with the flies through the trees and the aircraft through the clouds. This is all because the weekend is ending and there is a congestion of air along with a week of tasks ahead. Wake up, freshen up, get dressed, have breakfast, go to work, traveling with the rest of the world as one, go into the day, go headfirst into work while you confide with other stiffs to share your grief. Go home, relax, and shake off the mediocrity until you put it back on until it beds you to either become ashes just before dust, or you can be buried in the ground where you can break bread with the dirt. Sunday night is a lonely moment for all of us to endure, reflecting on the anticipation of the next 5 days where we have a chance to do it right now. It's the stomach that aches with butterflies flapping their wings, which make the insides unsettling. And in addition to my heart beating fast and blood pumping and my mind is set on just climbing into bed, I'll try to forget about tomorrow. But it's in bed waiting for lights out. It's an event unlike any. So, how much time do I have? 20?
Yeah, you got 27 minutes, 9 seconds that you were
Okay,
going.
Before we sign off, I just want to say thank you to Strange Ways, to Alex, Kiono. Thank you guys for having me here tonight. This was a great day. I had a great night here. I mean, I thought I was going to be here till 9 and then hustle over to Union Station to get the bus home, but I was expecting a lot of lit students from Yale to like come on over, like maybe 3 or 4 of them. But they don't leave. Yeah, they're probably having toga parties right now and watching college football.
Smoking up, toking up, drinking.
Yeah, you can still do that. You can do that here.
Oh yeah, it's legal here.
You could do this, like here, just sit around. I sit on the floor, and like sit around me, and I read, and just like, it's deep, man. Follow me at Centula Tom on Facebook. Tom Centula. I'm sorry, Centula Tom on Instagram. Tom Centula on Facebook. At TA Centula on YouTube. And guys, I'm not sure if I'm coming back, but if I do, I hope we can have more people come, and I hope you return for an encore. I'm looking to go elsewhere, back to Boston to do another open mic. Maybe I'll feature that time, or I'll keep reading. I'll be reading around the tri-state area. I'll keep doing what I'm doing right now. You can go to the table and pick up a copy of one of my collections in my bibliography. That's the whole bibliography. There's one Anathematic Darkness copy left, and there's like several copies of everything else. Venmo, PayPal. If you have it, you can pay through there, or cold hard cash. Guys, have a great weekend. Thank you for having me here at the Pizza City here in New Haven, Connecticut. Good fight. Good night.
Woo!